Hi there and welcome to Committed to Carp Bedtime Stories, episode 3 of my Wireside winter campaign. Rods have been out about 3 hours I'd say, and this is Bruce, he's my mate's dog, but past Bruce there's a carp in the sling just there. So yeah, let's get that out, take a look. This is Will, who I'm out fishing with this week. Say hello, Will.
Howdy.
Very good. Let's see how big this carp is. Looks like a nice one. Yes, Bruce. Go on. First carp in the net. Looks like a banger. Isn't that right, Bruce? Come on. What's in here? Hey, what's in here? Not really, is it? Look. Ooh, I know you. See if he behaves. Pick him up first time. Didn't think so. Second time. There we go. First carp on the session there. £22. Brucey's impressed as well. Taken on the left hand side rod. Solid PVA bag with a dumbbell wafter. Result. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on your notifications, and you'll be up to date with all of these latest episodes. So there we go. Just started rain, not very pleasant, but it's only a shower, it'll pass. Let's get this one back, see if we can catch another. Great start to the session. So that was an actual take, hit into it, carp on the end of it, and then a few seconds later it's come off because of this wrapped around it. I don't know whether it was trailing that and I picked it up, or it fed and that was stuck in its mouth, but anyway, that's why I lost that carp basically. A quick shout out to Sam, who's walking his dog now. Good having a chat with you for a few minutes. Not the only people out on the Wireside complex this week. It's actually quite busy because of the mild winter temperatures, which makes a change, so I think everybody's taking advantage of the weather. Anyway, rods back out, all three of them. It was the right hand side rod, as you saw, that I had the run on. So yeah, let's see what happens over the next 10 or 15 minutes if anything else develops. Till then, I'm going to sit in there and have a nice cup of tea. So the rig that I just landed that carp on is a solid PVA bag rig with about 3.5 inches of soft braid with a size 6 wide gape micro barbed hook and a little yellow trimmed down wafter. That's the exact same setup as I was catching them on in the last session, so if it ain't broke, don't try fix it. I've made up a very quick simple spod mix for this session. DNA, crayfish, mini and maxi mix pallets with a 1/4 can of corn, and I've coated that with some of the DNA bug hydrospod liquid, and then to boost it even further I've added some of the DNA bug smoke liquid. Pushing the scales round to 22.5 this time. So lovely start to the session. Probably 5 hours in, 2 carp on the bank. Not bad for winter at all. 220s on the bounce. Both on them solid PVA bags. Stunning. Happy days. Okay, so there we go, a couple of carp in quick succession. What we in? About 8 hours in, so yeah, that's not bad at all. Now, when I got here, I did see a couple of carp showing in front of peg 6, so it was a no-brainer. And after last week's session, it just made sense to get back in this peg again, because the carp wouldn't have moved too far away. A couple of you guys have been asking me when I'm going to be back out at Norton Disney again. Well, I have got a couple of trips planned to Norton Disney, but sadly it's not going to be on my winter ticket. So what bit of money I'd saved for my Norton Disney winter ticket, I was paid to have Truffle cremated so I can have her back at home again. And sitting next to Tess, she was a white German Shepherd, the dog I had before Truffle. Now, I know it's not the same, Truffle isn't running around, but it is nice to have her back home again. Keep getting a couple of bleeps on the left and the right rod. It's got me out the bivvy anyway, or should I say shelter. Oh, there we go, on the right rod again. So I'm going to cook my tea and see if that develops into anything. Back off slow, in case I end up running towards them. Funny thing is, I eat better when I'm fishing than I do when I'm at home. My usual steak dinner with potatoes, carrots and mushrooms. And them rods are still bleeping away. And of course, once you've added the onion gravy, oh, it looks even better. Can't wait to eat that. Now, when you're fishing through winter, a nice red hot meal, I don't mean a red hot pot noodle meal, I mean a proper tasty filling meal, will get you through the colder nights a lot easier with this in your belly. Comfort food. Just gone 4:10 in the morning and I'm up out the sleeping bag because I've had a couple of bleeps on the left hand side rod, but nothing seems to be developing from that. But I did hear a carp show on the far margin. 6:30 in the morning and another carp in the net. Wicked. I was sound asleep and woke up to an absolute screaming run on the middle rod. There we go. Them solid bags definitely doing the business, with a couple of spawns over the top. Results. Very nice. Carp number 3 of the session. £16.4. Lovely jubbly. A real mild winter night, really. Now, how about that for a beautiful morning on Fox Lake? I love watching the sunrise. It's just awesome. Truly is the best part of the day. Okay, with one carp landed through the night at £16.4. 3 carp landed so far. Really good start to the session. Let's see what today brings. In each episode of my winter wireside campaign, I've talked about different aspects of carp fishing, carp angling. Episode 1, I looked at the tactics I use, PVA solid bags and single hook baits. Episode 2 was more about location, finding the carp and watercraft skills. So in this episode, I think I'll talk about confidence in winter carp fishing. What gives me confidence to be out on the bank in winter? Well, there's 2 things I look for before I even start my winter campaign. The first thing would be a venue that has really good winter form. In other words, the carp are still feeding through the winter and you can still get a bite or 2. The second thing would be a venue that has a very high stock of carp. Now there's 250 carp swimming around in Fox Lake, and so many of them carp, I think 9 or 10 are pushing the £30 mark. So there's a very good chance of me catching a few, and a good chance one of those will be a £30 pounder. I seem to have picked a good venue because over the last 2 sessions I've now had 7 carp out of Fox Lake. So hope that continues through the rest of the winter campaign. I think it's pretty much safe to say that I love dogs and dogs love me, because Bruce isn't with his dad. Hiya Bruce. He's sitting in my bivvy keeping me company, aren't you mate? Yes, yes. But I don't want any big kisses. Yes. Okay. He's just making himself at home on my lap, Luke. Yeah, big kisses, I know. Anyway, it's been quiet on the rods, so I can only keep going. I haven't put any more bait in, just leaving it as it is with those solid PVA bags. Put a couple of spoms out at about 9 o'clock this morning, and we've had nothing since then, have we, Brucey? No, so gonna cook tea soon and then it'll be going dark. Just before it went dark, I decided to try and find another spot of fish for the night. I had a cast around with a marker float, and yeah, I've got it stuck in a snag and it won't come out. I don't want pull for the break because that'd be just bad angling. It's going to be dark now for at least the next 16 hours, so I'll get the bailiffs, hopefully sort it out with the boat in the morning. That's out of breath. And that is with very good reason. Ooh. And that would be the reason I'm out of breath. It's a chunk of £24 bang on. Biggest one out of Fox Lake for me so far. Got a bally on it. Ooh. Happy to get this one in the net as well. But yes, very nice quality of carp in Fox Lake. Take a quick look at the other side. Proper chunky round carp. It's got a solid weight to it as well. But it's bloody freezing cold, so I think we'll get this one back. Over the session, the more bites I've had and the more carp I've landed, my confidence has really begun to build. Not only that, I'm feeling really motivated now to keep going through the colder winter months, especially when I'm catching carp that look like this. 48 hours into the session, and there's only me left on the lake. Will, who I was out fishing with in Peg 5, he had a run late last night, but sadly that one came off. He's now gone home, and the guy that was fishing a couple of pegs further up, I noticed he had a carp, not sure how big, but he's also gone. So that just leaves me on Fox Lake. Bailey shall be round in a bit, try and get that marker float out, what I got stuck last night. On to the marker float problem. There is the marker float. And here's this lovely fellow with a boat to come and get it back for me. Wicked. Nothing beats a bit of excitement in the morning, just to brighten up your day. You good? Problem solved. Now I've got my marker float back, I can take that off, put the spom on, and get a few spoms out over that spot. I've got the carp rods fishing at 9 wraps, so I've got the spod rod clipped up at 8.5 wraps because it's about 7 foot deep out there. That extra 6 foot I've taken off compensates for the swing back on my carp rods. That way the bait lands all over the spot that I'm actually fishing and not on a different area. And when I am using the spom rod, I do make sure I finish the cast in the exact same position every time. So there we go, a couple of spoms put out over the left and the middle rod because I am fishing those two rods pretty close together. The mix I put out in the spom is DNA crayfish mini mix and maxi mix pallets with some golden sweet corn and lots of the DNA bug hydra spod liquid. Let's see if I can get a morning bite. That would be nice. Come on, is that gonna go? Pulled right up. Oh, pulled right up and then stopped. Dropped back down again. Summit is, oh, the line is going. The line is going. I'm gonna hit that. And there we go. That was a bite. Wicked. Try concentrate on getting this one in the net. And there we go. Lovely jubbly. Another one bites the dust. I've tied up another fresh solid PVA bag, and this one didn't take me 3 minutes. I did it in about 2 minutes. Get this over to the distance sticks, get it wrapped up to 9 wraps, pop that line into the clip and get it cast back out onto that spot, which is where most of the bites have come from on this session, the left and the right hand side rod. That was spot on, hit the clip just nice. I felt the lead down and it's hit the bottom with a slightly soft donk. That's absolutely perfect. So that's the rod back out. Let's take a look at that carp. So there we go. 14 pound. Lovely. Doesn't matter how big they are in winter, as long as you're catching a few. And I'm very happy with how the session is going. very happy. Couple of spoms over the spot, doing the business, keeping the carp, mooching around. Happy days. I said that I'd be having this again because it was so nice. Well, it's Friday night and that can only mean curry and chips at Wyreside. So I'm gonna eat that because, oh, look at it. Looks lovely. Looks lovely. And hopefully after that, show you a carp. It's been about 3 hours since I ate my curry and chips, and as promised, here's a carp. Now this one is an absolute unit. It's definitely £30 and one of the Wyreside A-team. Absolutely blown away with this one. Proper winter carp. Ooh. So out of breath. Thought it was a catfish. It fought like an absolute demon. Oh. Take a deep breath for this one. Go. £31 bang on. What a result. Well chuffed. Well chuffed. Speechless. £31 carp. December. Cannot complain at that at all. But bonus. I said there was a few 30s in here. This being one of them. Check that out. £31 of the Wyreside A-team. Stunning carp. Real result. Happy days. Let's get this one back. At the start of the winter campaign, I did say that I would love to catch one of the Wyreside A-team, and this is one of the Wyreside A-team from Fox Lake. I think it's a carp called the Toplin or Audrey. I'm not quite sure. Please comment down below if you know the name of this carp. Biggest carp of the winter campaign so far at £31. Just having a rest and then he'll be ready to go. And off he goes. There's a few things that I'd like to say. First of all, I'm absolutely well chuffed that I've just had a £30 carp from Fox Lake in winter. That's an absolute bonus, and I think that deserves a thumbs up. The second thing is, it's a bit colder tonight than it was last night, and there's definitely a lot of condensation built up inside the shelter. And the last thing I'd like to say is it is getting late, so I'm going to get some Zeds. What an absolutely epic session in Peg 6 on Fox Lake. Episode 3 of my Wyreside winter campaign. 6 carp landed in total, the biggest being £31, one of the Wyreside A-team. Chuffed to bits with that result. There's going to be another video dropping really soon. Another session on Fox Lake, a bit of a winter carp social. A couple of my mates are joining me on the next session. That's Bruffy and my good mate Gav. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Thanks for watching. My name's Lee. I'll catch you next time.